Advice for Kyle Shanahan in this game. And that's the last of the advice, I promise.
Run the ball, please.
Yes.
And that's really all I have to say is just run. Those jet sweeps and shovel passes count as runs, in my opinion. They're extensions of the run game. Just run it, please.
Yes. I like that.
We need to see more creativity from Kyle Shanahan. Grant, you pointed out against the Packers that the first screenplay of the game to Richie James didn't come until the third quarter. It should not take that long. When you're undermanned on offense, you're missing so many key guys like Raheem Mostert, Tevin Coleman, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. You have to get creative and catch the opponent off guard. I like the razzle-dazzle we saw last year with Emmanuel Sanders throwing the touchdown pass. Not that that's what needs to be done on Sunday, but the theme is creativity. Get creative with how you're running the football. Don't be so traditional with it where you're giving Jerick McKinnon all these touches running the outside zone. Get Brandon Ayuk. Richie James is such a tremendous gadget player, and you could use him very similarly to Deebo Samuel. Yeah. And that's one of your strengths as an offense. That's your identity. Short area passing, at least it was with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Gadget plays.
I don't think it's that far off with Nick Mullins either. Have the Saints instill it in their minds that you're going to attack them around the line of scrimmage, short area passing game, getting the ball out of your hands quickly. And then that's when you start to take those shots downfield that we saw Nick Mullins and Richie James do an excellent job of against the Packers. So I want to see more creativity with Kyle Shanahan. The extension of the handoff play, like Maverick's talking about, those swing passes, jet sweeps, the screen plays. I love it. And you got to do more of it if you want any chance to beat the Saints.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you too. You got to have all those Jimmy Gimmies, the gadget offense. I was on with, not humble brag, I was on with ESPN New Orleans today, and they said, Grant, what is the identity of the Niners offense? And I was like, that's a really good question. They used to have one. They really don't have one this year. But if the closest thing they've gotten to establishing one is this gadget offense. I mean, they haven't had Mostert enough to be a dominant run team. But when Kyle Shanahan is into it, they have just an amazing gadget offense. So, yes, of course, that needs to be in there. Losing Deebo isn't good enough excuse to abandon it. Richie James can do some of that stuff. Brandon Ayuk can do some of that stuff. Stop babying them, okay? Because it's not like Deebo got hurt with a collision on an end route. He pulled his hamstring. That could happen doing anything. But what I'm going to say for Kyle Shanahan, and this applies every week, Kyle, look at me. I'm talking directly to you, Kyle. Just play your best players, okay? You're a top 3 play caller in the league. You're really good. And even without a bunch of starters, you're doing a good job. But last week you played River freaking Craycraft 51 snaps or something, and you played Kyle Juszczyk 23. That should never happen under any circumstances. It's unacceptable. You're better than that. You need to play your best players. Robert Saleh too. There's no excuse that Tavarius Moore should be on the bench all these weeks. You need to get the ball to Kyle Juszczyk consistently. You need to play Richie James Jr. consistently. As long as you just play the best players on your offense, you give yourself a chance to win every week. When you got River Craycraft and Trent Taylor on the field doing God knows what, you don't give yourself a chance to win. That's all I say. Look, you could say Kyle Shanahan is elite. He's a genius. His X's and O's acumen is unquestioned. But part of being an elite play caller is your utilization of personnel and ball distribution. And I just feel like sometimes he forgets, why did you play River Craycraft 51 snaps? Were you just focused on your plays? Or you should be focused on your players. Instead of focused on what concept beats this coverage, you should be thinking, who have I not gotten the ball to today? And if I haven't gotten the ball to Kyle Juszczyk, let me look at my play sheet. For the 10 plays I like most to call for Kyle Juszczyk, just call one of them. That should be right there, man. That's easy stuff. Don't let it happen where someone crucial just disappears from your game plan, because you don't have that many good players on offense right now. You can't afford to be playing River Craycraft 51 snaps and give him 5 targets. That should never, ever, ever happen again. And I hope someone that works for you told you that this week and not just me, because it really bothers me that he could get away with that. Someone in that organization needs to be mid-game like, Kyle, what are you doing? Stop. Is everyone afraid of you? That they can't say, dude, enough with the wide receiver formerly named River or currently named River. Enough. Kyle, I'm telling you got to stop. All right. Because I really think this game is not – they could win this game. As long as they do everything right. they have a chance. And it's hard to do everything right, but that part of it is like playing the right guys. Kyle, Robert.